no. You ain't fucking free. You ain't fucking free. You ain't fucking free. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear the various uh, angry sprays I have because at this point I am trying to figure out how to trying to figure out how I'm gonna like take care of this fucking food because I don't want to touch it with my bare hands. And I don't have gloves. You know why I don't have gloves? Because I wasn't expecting to go 11 days without goddamn power, and 6 of those days are because of the fact my fucking landlords are idiots.
They're throwing their food out. They gotta throw out their food.
Oh god, it's those fucking balloons, bro. Oh no. So I don't know if y'all have ever dealt with defrosted meat that is like out in the out warm air for a long period of time, but it turns to goddamn bombs. Like
They're out in
I've
Gary.
had several what?
They're out in Gary, Indiana. 11 days. They're just people have to throw their food out and stuff. Very, very unfortunate. And they still out there with all little to no help, like from nobody really. Then this is what's over all over the internet right now. And what I'm basically trying to do is just help to get the word out about the condition that's going on over there with these people. But everybody in Gary, Indiana is screaming, yo, it's day 11. We still don't got no power. We still don't have, all our food is going bad. There's no aid coming to them, and it's not getting national attention. So um, what we need to do is spread the word, try to bring some awareness to what's going on, so more people can hopefully um, come together. People will figure out, some efforts or put together some means to send aid because the government's not even talking about it. You have these some of these media stations are and stuff. They broadcast what they want to broadcast, and as you know, we have a lot of other things that are making national news and dragging on instead of getting right to the meat and potatoes, instead of getting to justice and having these big national cases, but everyone seems to be so I'm gonna say not distracted by, but so focused on. But they're dragging those things on, and there are all these other um, current events happening that are affecting all the lives of so many people. You know what I'm saying? Elderly people, um, your veterans, your disabled people, their children that are affected by this, elderly, all of that, man. Schools are shut down, so kids ain't going back to school. It's just so much, and these guys are, they having to throw away their food, what food they do have, spraying down the refrigerator with stuff.
I found
Just
my garbage bags. So at the very least, I can secure my hand in something that won't immediately break upon the touching the meat juices.
just talking about the meat that's going bad. This is like Katrina all over again in some instances.
But you know what? Landlords, if you see this, know that I want nothing more than your heads on a swivel. Because this is fucking ridiculous. It smells like a fucking corpse has been in here. the shit's thrown out.
So I guess they're not
So
staying
you
in the
want to tell
house,
me
but he came back to the
that
house
all
to
these individuals in
clean out the refrigerator so the house doesn't reek of they got to go throw out everything. These people, man, and that's like the guy that does the trash. Nobody wants to do that job, right? I used to do that. I used to work for sanitation department, go to the nasty, stinking, smelling landfill every day with your garbage. That you might not want to, smell it, but I got to smell it. Got to smell it so much it smells. Started smelling good. It smelled like money after a while until it didn't anymore. And this is one of those situations where it's just you know doing what they got to do up until the point where it just
this
can't take it
conversation,
anymore.
the minute I got to the back of it, was completely infested with gnats. And I'm assuming that that's the good scenario.
Yeah, before the maggots come. You got to clean that refrigerator out, get rid of all that meat that
I
done
just
went
took a
bad.
bunch of paper towels and stuff.
But one thing about this is we've seen this play out before. And see, federal government, they suspended so many programs that will otherwise step in and render aid in a time like this with natural disasters. Um, we're spending way too much money, um, you know, worried about a lot of foreign affairs. You know, just recently got we got into it with Canada. You know, now we're back to the trade or the tariff war with Canada. Not that they got into it, but they've been trying to discuss some trade agreements, and a lot of things that we get imported. We import things. We import so much stuff here. You know what I'm saying? Um, but we got we got a whole lot of people that's dependent on these goods and stuff. These guys, everybody needs. Could be generators. It could be um, um, those vital pieces of building material that could be used to get the power back on. You know what I'm saying? And since we're importing everything, we don't manufacture too much of nothing in this country because most of the manufacturing plants done left here and went overseas. You may still have some places in the countries and different states where they still have uh, uh, factories that make stuff, but we've been pretty much long since abandoned the manufacturing boom, to cheaper labor outside the country. So we will import everything and have them manufactured. But now when we have a natural disaster, we can't get the power back on because we don't have those essential little parts or little things that we so desperately might need in a time like now. Um, you know, well, they're not going to import the stuff to us, right? They don't want to ship anything over here because they're getting tariffed, you know, and then everybody's suffering because why? Nobody has uh, all of the components that's needed to come and get the power back on for these people. I mean, the only reason that they don't have power out there now is probably because Um, they're short on material. It ain't about man. It ain't about manpower. It is not about they're short on help. Because I'm sure that you got plenty of volunteers ready to help out there. You know what I'm saying? There's it all comes back to, these tariffs and things where, the stuff that they need to fix this stuff after this, after, because we get building materials that come in from other countries. You know, a lot of different components are needed to go into the reconstruction. And there's no way they're going to get that stuff if they other countries or nations are like, no, we're not. You know what? You want to tariff us? We're not going to send you, your stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bunch of it's a bunch of challenges that we face right now, and it's due to a lot. It's due to a lot of what's happening with this administration and how they handle it. A lot of our so-called allies and things like that, in my opinion, because I know we ship in a lot. We don't export too much of anything. You know what I'm saying? We're a nation of consumers, and but we don't manufacture too much. You know what I'm saying? And some of the stuff that is manufactured, everything is pretty much, well, put it like this: just look on the back and see where it's coming from, where it's made at. They would say they were bringing factory jobs back and going to have America, you know, make us this and that again, but we can't even rebuild. People are just losing everything. I think the only thing that we got over here is chemicals. A bunch of chemicals that we mix together and put it in the food or put it, what I mean? You got that for you. You don't have nothing else. Everything got chemicals in it.
Every bit of anger that you think you can hear from me is barely 10% of the visceral rage that I want to fucking throw at my goddamn property managers, at my goddamn landlord. Barely. Barely anything. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. So, I just hit the back of my freezer, and a whole cavalcade of fucking gnats came out of there. Meaning that they're congregating not where the meat is, but where the moisture is, which I should have been smart enough to know from the beginning. But that's a change. That
This is
for
tough.
no reason
It's tough to watch, but
to kill my fucking landlords. Now, mind you, that took 2 bags. That took 2 whole bags of contractor bags. I don't know if y'all can see it in the camera angle. I have a whole deep freezer here.
mm,
There's a whole deep freezer
it's going
that
bad.
I swear to you, the minute I open this up, I'm about to get fucking fully frontal assaulted by unholy smells and even more unholy things. Because I can only imagine the shit I'm gonna have to reach down and fucking get out of this. Like,
Yeah, that's gonna be tough because I had to clean out my deep freezer, right? And I had to let it thaw out. Um, it wasn't a good, pleasant smell. So I can imagine what their it ain't just one house on the block. It's everybody out there. They all have to throw that food out, and then the trash people need to come and get it. You know what I'm saying? I know they out there. I know they out there and just really, really, oof, going through it, man. So let's keep the people in Gary, Indiana, in our prayers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's my message to y'all. But yeah, do me a favor, man. Hit the like button, man. Um,
is unfucking real.
He's using a whole lot of profanity, and I'm gonna try not to. You know, I wanna let it play, but I don't wanna have to have you guys listen to this profanity. I know people are very frustrated. I get it. You know, um, I who am I to tell him don't make your video, but don't make it with so much vulgarity. You know, he's been without power for 11 days. The people are probably, they were up to here, and now they up to here. I mean, at a boiling point, it's just like you gonna be cussing, and that's pretty much what it is. Okay, that video's over with, so I'm gonna switch over to something else. There was some other videos, man. I'm telling you, I was just looking at a lot of stuff, man. Uh, I really wish I was able to share my screen with you. That's all. I'll get it right. I'll learn how to broadcast. I don't know if it's still broadcasting. I don't even think it's live. It says. Let's get the message out. This is live. That was live. That was live. That's live. I'm gonna end that. Stop streaming. Stop recording.